This is Wednesday, July 11th. There are 7 days until San Diego Comic-Con 2017. Welcome to SDConCast, the official podcast of the San Diego Comic-Con unofficial blog.
VANUHTEE go.
Oh my god, I love LiveJournal, and my LiveJournal loves me. Current mood is hyperactive, current music, Refuse 73. I love the color scheme in pink and purple.
Good evening. I am your host, James Riley. Joining me on the podcast tonight, Carrie Dixon.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
And our special guest, Orlando Jones from the Cosmunity app.
Howdy, folks.
All right. So coming up later in the broadcast will be special guest Tommy Vargas of Factory Entertainment. But first, we're going to chat with Orlando. We'll take some questions later, so you can tweet us at SD_comic_con or use the hashtag SDConCast. We will also be keeping an eye on the YouTube live chat. If we don't see a question there, go ahead and ask it again when we ask for questions near the end. So, Carrie, why don't you kick it off?
All right. Well, let's just start with what we're really here to talk about, which is the Cosmunity app. And I know that it launched a couple months ago, I believe. Why don't you just tell us what that app is all about?
Well, why are you yelling, though? I don't understand why you're yelling. It's just, it's so aggressive. Thank you.
We are that excited.
So aggressive.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I have a friend that does that to me every time I say something, and I've taken to now doing it, and I know how annoying it is. So that's the good news. Cosmunity, what is it? It's really kind of a living con, like in your pocket, pretty much. It came from the most simple of places. I was going to a bunch of cons and just looking around and seeing how long lines were and how hard it is to find the person you're looking for and plan your day and just have more fun at a con as a fan. And it occurred to me that technology could help us. And with that, I found these guys, and they had already been going to cons just like me and saw the same things. We're very much fans and programmers. And we thought, what if the con could live in your pocket and connect all that information and sort of make fandom a lot more fun? And that's kind of where it started from, and that's pretty much what it is. So, you know, it's a social network like Instagram. You upload your photos and whatever and all that madness, and you can go find what fandom you like and join it. You can join any fandom, and like Reddit, you can create a fandom. So it's built for fans, for that sort of ecosystem, for us to do all the things that we kind of love doing, and hopefully sell your art, and we take no fee from it. So that you don't end up in the situations like you do with all these other vendors where you sell fan art and then they snatch it down and then they're taking 80% of the money anyway, which just seems weird for fan art. Like that artist should keep that money, and I don't know, it's weird. And a place where you can buy your tickets to the cons, where you can go to hotel.com and book everything, like an app that really does give a shit about fans. And that's kind of what Cosmunity is. And the most fun part right now anyway, as we're in beta, is you just shake it and it'll pop up and ask you what's wrong. So it's built for every time you complain, "It's ridiculous!" Like, send us that message right away and let us try and build an ecosystem to solve, you know, what that is when lots of people start to do it at cons. So we're partners with ShowClicks and Hotels.com and Disney and ThinkGeek, and we're getting opportunity to work with Sci-Fi Channel and those guys, and we're going to do some really fun stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. And one of those things is I'm going to marry people and have people renew their vows. And Sci-Fi's like, let's do that.
How did that come about?
I'm telling you how it went, dude. I started down this process to do this app called Cosmunity for Fans. Sci-Fi and that team are really focused on fans. Like they're trying to be serious about it and do like it's a fan thing. And I got a call from those guys, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna do all this stuff at Comic-Con. Would you come, Cosmunity, come play with us? We love what you're doing with Cosmunity, and we get it. How can we help?" And that's pretty much what happened. And they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to marry people. Like literally the first time we met them, they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to marry people at Comic-Con this year. I want to renew vows. I want to do cosplay weddings. And we have like an after party with the fan parties, like be awesome, like a love celebration, like some Austin Powers fandom stupidity. And they said yes. Literally, that's kind of how this happened.
Nice.
Which is amazing. So like, say you're at Comic-Con and you want to get married. Like, how does that work?
So right now, literally, I'll give you the email to email and send the email, and they start building it, and you and I will have a conversation. So, because I want to try and, you know, at least incorporate into the vows some things that are important to you. It is your wedding. So I'm going to talk to people and we're going to talk very briefly because there's going to be lots of people, but I want to get it right. And I want to do like real deal cosplay fan wedding. So I don't care who you are. I'll marry anybody. It doesn't matter to me. This is Fandom. Awesome.
Yes. So you've been going to Comic-Con and other conventions for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And you seem like you're basically just a fan as much as you are going there to work. What do you personally love about San Diego Comic-Con?
I think I have a lot of nostalgia for San Diego Comic-Con because when I was on Mad TV, I think, dude, it was 95, and I was a Mad Magazine fan. Like that was my magazine. Like really early on, and I didn't really get all of the satire, but I knew it was like supposed to be funny, so I tried to act like I was smart too. So the idea of being on Mad TV was like just ridiculous. I was fangirled out. And then I met Sergio and a lot of the artists, and they were like, you should come down to San Diego Comic-Con. So I drove down to San Diego and pretty much parked across the street, like not that far away. And I hung out in Artist Alley, and there was, you know, it was awesome. There were fans there, but there was no studio support like it is now. So for me, I'll always remember it like that way, and the people I met along the way and the relationships that I now have with so many crazy people because of going to Comic-Con and nerding out there, and where those people wound up in the special effects world, and, you know, who I've just bumped into throughout the course of my career. So for me, it's you know, it's a part of a community that, you know, I don't know. I didn't know anybody in Hollywood, so I didn't really know anybody. So they were kind of like my first friends when I moved out to LA from South Carolina. So, you know, 19-year-old me sort of showed up, didn't know anybody, and those are my first friends. So for me, that's what San Diego Comic-Con is, where I met people that I've now known for 25, 30 years, and we're still nerding out trying to do the same dumbness we were doing then, and it's awesome.
It is awesome. So, I mean, we're talking a lot about like nerding out and being a geek, but we were talking a little bit before the break about how people don't always understand like what nerds or geeks are really all about. What to you, like, does being a fan mean?
You know, I think it means a lot of different things, right? I mean, one is being like just getting lost in the fantasy of something awesome and how that takes you off into this world on this journey. And it's, you know, an exploration, you know, and, you know, different than hiking, but, you know, or whatever your thing is that you like, or football or whatever that you're a fan of, but it's a special thing, you know. And for me as a kid, that was a place that I escaped to and that I fell in love with. And that's kind of what it means. More than anything, I think that's what it is. But that also means that so many of my conversations are about, me and Brian Fuller literally spent with Michael Green while we were doing American Gods behind the scenes for Entertainment Tonight. We were in a full-blown argument about what the zombie rules were. Like, is Laura Moon a zombie? Jesus a zombie? So we were like, what do you mean Jesus? I'm like, Jesus is a zombie. Like we're in it, okay? And not one of us was joking. And we weren't mad at each other, but we were like, you out of your mind. Of course she's a zombie. Like, what you talking about? Like, so that to me, the fact that I still get to do that now is, you know, what I think the community is. And I think that means to a large degree you're an outsider in some capacity. Because for whatever reason, a lot of people think if that's where your passions are, you're weird. You know, for a long time, particularly in the early days when I used to go to Comic-Con, you know, we were the weird people that were dressing up like superheroes downtown, and you could come by and see the freaks if you wanted to. Like, that was how local news ended. Hey, want to come by and see the freaks? They'll be dressed up in costumes, walking around downtown, and it ain't even Halloween. Now, here's a guy in half yellow, half green, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it's 30 below. And he's totally normal. He's a Green Bay Packers fan. And I want a lightsaber right now, and I'm willing to dress up like a bunch of characters, not only for work, but not for work. And I'm weird. Okay, I got it. That's also a part of being a fan.
Yeah. So being a fan means since you are one, you've gotten a reputation of being very good to your fans. I mean, is that something that it just came naturally from being a fan, or did you make a conscious decision to, you know, go out and be that way in public?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, right? I mean, I'm a performer. It's what I love to do, and that's fun. And you know, generally the best performances tend to come from the most honest of places. And I guess because for me, it's a genuinely exciting thing. It's kind of like it's not work, but it's work, you know? It's not really work though. So I don't know that I would call, I mean, the time away from my family, yes, that element certainly. And, you know, but it's something that I love. So it's kind of like a kid playing bad. You know, I grew up playing sports, like every male in my family played professional sports. And every one of my uncles and my dad went and they played ball. Like they loved it. Like that's all they wanted to do. And when my dad stopped playing ball, he started coaching ball. Like, and there's nothing weird about that. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't know how to pull those people apart really. But I'm aware that not everybody feels the way that I do. But I also think that I've had some, when I really think about like, and I say this as a joke sometimes in stand-up, NBA All-Star Weekend, a lot of people in town. It's a great time. A couple people die. Awesome weekend. San Diego Comic-Con, over 30 years. I'm pretty sure the only thing that has ever happened is somebody tripped with their pen and accidentally stabbed somebody else. And they had to go to the hospital. That's the amount of violence every weekend, every year at San Diego Comic-Con and often at cons. And that's something to be celebrated. That's special. And I think I feel comfortable taking my daughter into that world. I've been comfortable in that world because it's a community, you know, as much as the passions run high, it also has a tremendous amount of tolerance. And the numbers bear that out, despite the fact that we yell at each other about, Jesus is a zombie, okay? Stop fighting with me. Just like Laura Moon, whatever. But I think those elements of it make it special, but also don't make it work. Does that make sense?
It does, and I agree completely. Well, let's just nerd out here for a minute. Like, what are you super into right now?
I'm behind on so much stuff, but I go through watching binges. So I'm out of genre stuff right now, and I just moved into, I'm watching Power. Watching Big Little Lies.
So good.
I went back and rewatched The Expanse. Wow. Like, it's weird because it doesn't have the fans that it deserves. Like, it's a really good science fiction show. Like, I mean, Thomas Jane is great. The characters are great. I mean, it doesn't have the BS tropes that people complain about. You know what I mean? Like, it's really well executed. Like, that's top-notch science fiction. I really want to celebrate that. And it's completely weird because I was trying to get on the panel. This is the level.
That's awesome.
Level of fan stupidity going on, right? So I was like, one of the publicists for American Gods, this lady named Christine Foy, is incredible. And like, I've known her for 20 years. Like, I met her on Double Take. Like, she was the publicist that introduced me to Elvis Mitchell at NPR. So like, she's like a sweetheart. And so we bump into each other on American Gods, and we were talking about Madiba this year and everything. And she had the Expanse panel. And when I found out, I called her and I was like, look, I'm a serious Expanse fan. I love Orphan Black. I love it because I love the characters. I love the actors. I mean, just everybody's great. I love the cast. But in some ways, I like The Expanse more as science fiction. I think it's science fiction, my opinion. So I don't know, man. I really haven't been vocal about it. And so I went back and rewatched it because I literally thought when I first watched it, I think I must have been drunk or working like a dog or something, because I don't think I realized how good it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, on second watching, I was like, wow, this is really freaking good. So I'm into that, obviously. You know, Supernatural, I need to jump back in. I haven't been able to get as deep in as I was 2 years ago because I just got busy working.
Well, it's also been on 1,000 years.
I know, but, you know, if you're into fandom, you got to know what's going on. I mean, you know, just saying. So I feel like I need to catch up. I'm a little behind there right now. What else? Look, American Gods, I'm a fan of my own show. I'm sorry. Just because I'm a Gillian Anderson fan, and so, you know, it's Jelovany all day long, homie. So, you know, it's an emotional time in our fandom, you know, like, so it's a lot of squeeze, but, you know, very few, you know what I mean? It's a tumultuous time. And, you know, we're just working through a lot of stuff because they need to be together, but they don't know it yet. And it's weird because, you know, David and I are friends, and I can't bring that up. Like, he'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, so it takes a lot of restraint not to have a conversation with him about why he's not with Gillian Anderson. We know each other for 20 years. I cannot bring it up. It's ridiculous. And I think, you know, it's just hilarious to me that that's how life would put me in such a torturous position, because I want to say something so bad. And I can't say anything to Jillian when we're working on it either. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, if they take down the wall, it's on and popping, but I can't take down the wall. So until one of them mentions it, I can't say anything. But I think my plan going forward is to potentially bait them into a conversation where they bring it up, so I can tell them how they need to be together. But I can't do that yet. We're not there yet. Sorry.
You just have to work up to it, right?
You
have to work up to it.
I gotta work up to it. But also, you gotta understand, I'm working with Lincoln, and I was a 100 fan. So, you know, Ricky Middles is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your sexual proclivity is. I mean, dude is awesome. And he's fun, and he's funny, and he probably enjoys his activity in fandom as much as I do. So, like, dude is awesome. Like, he is a full-fledged nerd. Like, he is certified. Like, I love that dude. And we have a great time. And a lot of our cast is like that. I think the person who probably struggles the most is Emily Browning. She's just a sweetheart, and is sensitive and is really about her work in that way. Like, I love her as an actress and as a human. Like, she's just the coolest girl, coolest lady. Like, just the coolest person. Just, I love her. And that's kind of what the show has been like. Ian McShane is awesome. So I'm a serious fan of American Gods. And Brian Fuller and Michael Green are awesome. And Neil Gaiman might be the nicest guy ever. Like, it's the weirdest show. And the creators say they're writing fan fiction. Like, we're writing Neil Gaiman fan fiction. Like, that's an actual conversation. I fell in, like, I'm a pig in shit, yo. I fell in shit. And I'm like, it's awesome. And Yetiti Badaki and Bruce Langley. It's really a wonderful time. So I'm in American Gods. And Star Wars is an exciting time. You know, they're rebuilding and we're getting a lot more stuff a lot faster. And, you know, let's be fair. We all had reservations when Disney got it. And everybody was like, oh, no, you know. So, but because we're getting more content, you know, and you're getting stuff from J.J. Abrams and people like that, I kind of, you know, I'm enjoying this ride. I have many of the same issues that the hardcore fans have. I agree. There are many issues. I don't need to see Jar Jar Binks again. I don't care who tells you what. I don't need to see that again. I'm just saying. And I don't have a lightsaber yet, and I'm really pissed off about it. And you got to feel the power in your hands. I know you know what I'm talking about.
One day, Orlando. One day. Well,
one day.
One day.
One day, yo.
Going back to American Gods, I mean, I think a lot of people were really disappointed that it won't be at Comic-Con this year, unfortunately.
I know.
But I know. But it's for a good reason. At least like it's because they're busy working on the second season.
Ooh.
So Brian Fuller and them.
Yes.
So yes. So are you hoping that in that season 2 that they're working on right now that we'll get some more of Mr. Nancy? I mean, I'm sure you are, but
yeah, that part we already knew. So yeah, I mean, look, it was season 1 was so much about setting up the world, and it's a big world and takes a minute to get in. And I think they did an incredible job as a fan of the novel. Like, they really did. And, you know, it's completely Brian Fuller and completely Michael Green, and Neil Gaiman's footprints and hands are all over it. So it's really kind of delicious. So I was doing Madiba in South Africa last year and doing my Comedy Central special. So getting from South Africa to Toronto and home to the States was difficult. And so I had hoped I was going to be in more of season 1, but we just couldn't work the logistics out. And in season 2, you will have plenty of Mr. Nancy. So excited about that.
All right, so I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say I'm excited for it, but I don't watch any TV currently. I usually watch it all when it's done or at the end of the season.
Shameful.
So I know. But I'll be catching up on Expanse now that you've recommended it. I will actually try that out.
Have you seen Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency?
No, but I've heard really good things.
So good. So good. Dear White People, Atlanta.
Atlanta's great.
Bruh. There's some hot stuff going on right now. There's some really cool stuff. So I'm excited, man. You know. And you know, for people who don't like that type of stuff, there's also some really other fun stuff. They're making Black Lightning, which I'm excited to check out this year. So it's a weird time that there's so much cool stuff out there and a lot of choice, and you know, it looks like more to come. So
yes, that's the nice thing about going to Comic-Con is you have all those things you can see that you love. But there's also go ahead. So there's also the other side is there's so much there to see that you can have conflicts of things that you can't get to.
Right.
Is there some big regret that you missed because you were at the con but you were working, or you had to choose between two things and you regret missing something?
Yeah, there are a couple of things like that. Black Lightning is one of them. I'm not gonna just get over to there, which kind of sucks. I wanted to go by, I think it's the 20th anniversary of the Black panel, as one of the oldest diversity panels at the con. I kind of want to run by there. I'm not gonna get to run through any of Marvel, which kind of hurts. You know, I'm gonna miss all that. And like Michael Green wrote Logan, so like. And I really liked Logan. You know, it was fun. I just, you know, there's stuff I'm missing. And Black Panther, like, so lit, like, so lit, like, you don't understand what's going on. So I need to be there, and I'm not gonna be there. And that hurts my heart. That might be the worst burn for me because I've been waiting on that for a long time. And she finally come home.
Well, we have a few reader questions. First one from Jeremy Harrison is do you have that email for the weddings?
Yes, you're gonna email Karen, Karon, at driveby, driveby, ent.net. Karen at drivebyent.net. Karon. Send her the information and then she'll disseminate you to the proper place for the get down.
And we had another question. I know a couple years ago you did that awesome breakfast with OJ. I'm guessing that's not happening this year. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's so funny. We talked about that, but there's a lot of other stuff we're about to announce that's getting ready to happen. So I'm going to be doing more than just the weddings. So just give me like in the next 48 hours, a download of information of the madness I am up to at this con is about to become available. And suffice to say, it's a lot of stuff. I'm doing a panel with John Barrowman and that whole group of guys. There may or may not be other elements that are crazy entertaining. There could be games. There could be music, parties. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Who knows? But and Zachary Levy and I are definitely going to be hanging, which is awesome. And Felicia Day will be running around, and Aisha Tyler. So I'm in nerd heaven. I'm just nasty all over the place right now. It's gonna be really fun. So, and I'm excited with some of my favorite people. So, and good to reconnect with them. So, it's a vacation. I can't wait.
All right. Did we have any other questions, James?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Okay. So I think he answered most of these.
I tried.
You did
so
great.
This massive download of information, will it include the location of where the weddings will be?
Say again?
Will it include where the weddings will be taking place?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you, yes, the wedding locations and such, and you know who to get in touch to, so I can get who to get in touch with, I should say, so that I can get obviously some of the particulars necessary to make the wedding personal. And yeah, I think that's the core. I think the basic information, you know, who, what, when, and where, so we can do the fun parts. And I think, and then obviously we'll announce all the other fun stuff that we'll be able to do at Comic-Con. And Cosmunity is a place you can go download any of the information. It'll be come out on Cosmunity like a feed. And it's on Android, it's on desktop, it's on Apple, so you can get everything there. Sci-Fi will also be giving out a bunch of information, so I'm sure their socials will be pushing it out. And I'll be probably talking to a lot of fine folks like, you know, San Diego, Unofficial Comic-Con blog like you, telling all madness while I'm there and leading forward. So you're my first interview to sort of really talking about it this week, and I mean, if you got questions, I mean, I'm on social media. I mean, hit me up. It ain't like I ain't gonna say something back. Like, really?
There you go. All right. Well, before we let you go, why don't you tell us real quick where people can find you and Cosmunity on the internet at large?
So I'm at the Orlando Jones, or you can go to @Cosmunity. So it's really simple. Cosmunity, MUNITY. So that's Cosmunity. These guys will post it as well, so you can get it from them already.
Absolutely.
And find me, and that's it. And just, thank you for watching, Grey's Anatomy and Everybody Hates Chris. And of course, The Fly. Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Orlando, and I'm super excited about everything that you've got going on at the convention.
Thank you. Me too. I'm excited to meet you guys in person.
Thank you. Yeah, well, actually, I think we'll be at the panel you're on with Berriman. Is that like the trivia one?
Okay, great.
The great debate. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
Oh, well then I see you later. Why are you making it weird? I mean, I'm gonna see you later on. I mean, what's up with the long goodbyes? I gotta go. Can't do it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Tom should be joining us here momentarily, but until he does, do you want to just talk about Conan, since that's probably like the big news? Okay, so today we got two things about Conan. We got the guests, which I will get to as soon as I open up this post. And the other thing that we got is
Surprise day.
Surprise day. So we now know they added a second show to Thursday. But if you'll notice, we still don't have any Friday tickets, which
Saturday tickets.
Yes, sorry. It's been a very, very long week.
Day.
Oh my God, it's been a long day, a long week, a long month. All of the above. But if you notice, we still don't have Saturday tickets, which a smart person might realize that the two were connected. What? So our guests for our Wednesday show will be the stars from Bright, which include Will Smith, Joel Edgerton, Numi Rapace, Edgar Ramirez, and Lucy Fry. And then they'll also have Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. On Thursday is a surprise film cast to be announced, which we can talk about in 1 second. And that's for the early Thursday show. That's for the 2 p.m. show. On Friday, we've got the cast of Game of Thrones, which I'm not going to read all this, but pretty much everyone who's coming to Comic-Con for Game of Thrones will be there. And then the formerly Saturday show includes the cast of Lego Ninjago. So, hey, Tom.
Hello. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Tom.
Welcome. So this is Tom Vargas of Factory Entertainment, and we're super excited he's here.
I'm super excited to be here. I haven't seen you guys in here. I've seen James a couple times, but nice to see you again, Carrie.
Nice to see you as well.
Always.
I know. So we're a week away, which is terrifying and exciting.
There's so much to do still. Why is there so much to do still?
I don't think people understand that, like, it's not like the vendors show up and like, yeah, it's all like easy. We've been ready for weeks. That's never how it works.
No, and there's always like a last minute scramble to get something done. Luckily, so far, we haven't seen anything that requires a last minute scramble, but we are crossing our fingers that stays true through to it, because it's been a whirlwind. Actually, this year we've been the most prepared that we've ever been. It's not like we haven't been doing this for long enough, but
that's awesome. That really is. So you guys have a really cool lineup of exclusives this year. Like, I know I'm personally really excited about that Back to the Future print that has the DeLorean outside.
Oh, this guy. Right?
Yep.
So yeah, let me just show off all of the cool stuff.
Yeah, I got to do my, my Vanna impression, or is it Vanna? Does she present this stuff still? I don't know. I haven't watched.
That's all she does now. It's just like, hey, look, it's a letter.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore.
No, but we have a bunch of great stuff, and I'd love to show you guys some of it, or all of it, or whatever you guys want to see.
Whatever you want to do, Tom. It's a week before Comic-Con. If you think we are like well prepared for this podcast, you are wrong.
Well, let me show you guys something. Something that we should all be prepared for is, in my opinion, a nice cold beer. But
I like it.
I can't open this thing with my bare hands. I don't have muscles. I'm a weakling. But I do have the perfect sort of remedy to open the beer, and that is our Game of Thrones Hand of the Queen bottle opener. It's based on the actual pen that Tyrion wears on the show, and he typically pins it right to his shirt there. But the great thing about it is it's made out of metal, like a high quality metal. If you can see it on the back, there's the bottle opener right there. And it literally just opens up a beer, just that simple. I'm not going to drink it, not on the show. Maybe
it's totally allowed. We have guests do it all the time. Oh yeah,
we do it all the time.
Enablers, we're enablers.
Yeah, the best kind. But it also comes with some cool packaging as well, as you can see, as all of our exclusives typically do. Some fun stuff on the back, like drink and know things. You will once you get the bottle opener. But that's one of the cool items that we have at the show. And by the way, everything that I'm showing right now is available to order on our website at factoryint.com. Available to pick up at our booth if you pre-order it, or to ship after the show.
So you need to, if you want to pick it up at the convention, you need to do that here pretty quick, right?
Oh yeah, we have a cutoff. The deadline is coming up real soon, so I would suggest placing your order as soon as possible. Plus, every single one of our exclusives are limited. That piece, for instance, is limited to 1,000. And so, get it while you can, because they're gonna go. Game of Thrones is premiering this weekend, and everybody's looking at it, and the exclusives are gonna fly out. So I highly suggest it. Every year that we have a Game of Thrones exclusive, we typically sell out. So
what? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna move on to the next exclusive, but what were you gonna say?
Do it. I'll ask my questions later. Right on.
So speaking of Game of Thrones, every year we typically released plush versions of like cubs, from like their direwolf cubs that we released 2 years, or for the last 2 years, and then before that we had our dragon eggs. This year we decided to do little cute dragon plushes of Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion, and so as you can see, really cute, really made out of plush, kind of like a baby dragon, if you will. And we just have all 3 of them, and they're adorable, just like the cubs were. And first time that we've ever released all 3 dragons. We have full sizes of our other ones, and they come in a box set, as you can see here, and they're just a lot of fun. I've got the little house sigil on the side, and just so that again is limited to 1,000 pieces, and we're expecting those to fly out as well. So our cubs have just flown out every year, and we expect the same type of performance on the dragon. So I suggest acting, as quickly as you can to get those too.
Well, let me ask you, again, you've got a ton of really awesome stuff this year, but which one are you personally most excited about? Did he freeze? Did I freeze?
Oh, sorry, I froze. I cut off after awesome stuff. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just asking, which exclusive this year are you actually the most excited about that you guys are doing?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'm going to have to say probably the bottle opener. I just think that one is just it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, and it's so obvious. And the great thing about it is, it's almost a prop when you look at it, like a prop replica. But my second most favorite one is the Randy Martinez print of the Back to the Future coming into the convention, not parking area, but the drive-through area there. And I'll be showing off that in a couple minutes. I'm going to take the whole iPad and just start showing things off that we're also going to have at the show.
Yeah, I can see that.
How about you guys? What are you guys excited? What are you guys excited about?
Oh, I think we both think that Back to the Future one is our favorite.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Randy Martinez is just such a talented artist, and he came. We talked about what we wanted it to look like and what we wanted it to feel like. I actually showed Carrie some early prototypes that we were dealing with, and so what it's turned into has been something that's a lot of fun, and it just totally totally just captures the feeling of the convention hall out front. And, you know, just the massive crowd and the DeLorean crashing through. It's a good time. But speaking of back,
I was just gonna say, you and I have talked about this, but I personally just love when exclusives like actually feel exclusive to Comic-Con, and not just like, oh, they're only available there, but like they actually relate to the convention. Like, I just think that's such a cool way to like make it personal for the people who are there.
And that's totally what we want to do going forward. And this was inspired by the keychain that we did last year, where we had an exclusive keychain that had the Back to the Future keychain that had a time circuit with the dates of Comic-Con on there. This year we did part 2. So that's what that looks like. And if you bought it last year, you need to pick up this one to complete the set, because there will be a part 3, and we'll see what happens from there. But this exclusive also has the dates from this year, just like last year's. And it's great. I mean, it's fun. It's just a time circuit keychain. You can put it anywhere. I mean, it's how could you not love it? You know? And again, it ties into Comic-Con the way that the poster does. So it's one of my favorite exclusives as well. It's so hard to choose a favorite exclusive. It really is.
Well, what else have we got here, Tom?
All right, so I'm as everybody knows by now, the cover of EW or Entertainment Weekly, their Comic-Con issue, had Black Panther on the cover. So we're coming out with a Black Panther metal miniature. And so let me put that guy. Is that in focus all right? You see him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So metal miniatures are our collectible line of miniature spun cast metal figures that are heavy, and they're collector grade, and they're just when you look at them, you can see a stunning amount of detail for the scale. Each one of these are about 1/32 scale. And we have Black Panther in a pose where he's just ready to strike, and really, really excited about that one, especially with the movie coming out and the attention that he's going to be getting during the show. Along with another metal miniature that we're doing is Cyborg from Justice League, as you can see here. Again, just very heavy, very detailed base. And really excited about him as well. Each one of these guys are limited to 500 pieces. And it's the first metal miniature that we really had as an exclusive at the show. And we just thought, you know, Black Panther, it's going to be an amazing year for him. It's going to be an amazing year for Justice League. So we're really excited to come out with those.
So then, I mean, how do you decide what becomes the Comic-Con exclusive versus what is just a regular retail item?
A lot of fun conversations, some argument as to, you know, what we think should, you know, it's the conversations usually revolve around what's going to be relevant for the year at the show, because we want to try to coordinate with whatever's happening. And it's usually with whatever we can create within our license, whatever category that we have available, and just what we think is what people are going to react to, what we hope people are going to react to. We're pretty good at that. We're not always great at it, but we're getting really, really good at it, we think. And that's usually what it takes. And we just try to get really creative into what we're releasing, because, you know, we want it to be something that is not only fun because you're a fan of something, but also a keepsake that you can take from home. And like you were saying, Carrie, earlier, anything that you can tie into the show is something that is just going to be that much more of the moment, and something that you really just, oh, you know, I remember the show, and I remember this, and getting this at the show, and this really felt good, you know. So that's what typically what we go for, and typically what leads to us to make a decision for that. But yeah.
Okay, so I see back there in the back, the one that actually is one of my other favorites, and I don't know if that was an exclusive this year, but that Groot that's back there?
That's not an exclusive. That's an item that we are coming out with next year. But yeah, he's had an incredible reaction. People are just loving him. And funnily enough, and I'll show you in a second, his face, when you look at his face, we really kind of changed a little bit of the detail from the photos that we released publicly. So you guys will see a new face that kind of looks a bit more like him. Not that the other one didn't, but this kind of, we changed his eyes a bit to make it look a little bit more childlike and true to what you see, for instance, in the beginning, that incredible beginning of the show, at the movie in the beginning. Speaking of Groot, as we talked about, we're also releasing free buttons at our booth for anybody who purchases one of our exclusives at the show or signs up for our newsletter. And one of the buttons is actually this Guardians of the Galaxy 2, totally, you know, the awesome mix volume 2.
I saw this the other day. It looks awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So there he is right there on my Howard the Duck plush that I got from the Guardians ride. And then, oh yeah, we got that there too, but that's your guys's, and that's just fun. But I just like to put them on the plush. But yeah, so there's that button. And we also have a Wonder Woman shield button that'll be available. And a Batcave, Batman Batcave button. It's not the Batcave, but it says to the Batcave. And that's from the 1966 TV show. So yeah, we're going to be giving away those. We're only going to have so many every day, so those will run out quick. But speaking of Batman, this is probably my second favorite exclusive, and it's our Goodnight SWAT Bat from Suicide Squad. So it's Harley Quinn's SWAT Bat, but it's just about 12 inches in length. Here's some of the packaging too, as usual. But it's fun. You know, people are talking about fidget spinners and, you know, playing with them when they're doing something or they might be on a call. This is just, it's soft. It doesn't hurt anybody. And, you know, I might beat Barry around with it every once in a while. I'm just kidding. But no, it's just fun. It's a lot. It's perfect for the office. We also have a full size one of these, but it's from our SWAT range. Our SWAT range stands for Soft Weapons and Tactics. And it's basically just plush weapons or plush items that are cosplay friendly, that make sounds and are just, it's like the best pillow fight you can imagine.
That's hysterical. I think you guys also have another Batman related exclusive this year, don't you?
We do. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take you on a little tour back here. I will do my Van impression, but luckily you won't see my face. So we'll get rid of this and we'll get to the good stuff. Is there a way to switch the camera on this? Let's see. I can flip it. Yeah, I can flip it. Okay. So sorry about this.
There he goes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the Gotham metal sign. And what's great about this, it's just Gotham City metal sign. And what's awesome about it is, if I can lift it up, 1 second. There we go. It's just a fun metal sign from the classic TV show outside of the Batcave. And each one of these comes with, you see the back there. Yeah, each of these comes with a $100 off gift certificate or discount in bond mode for this guy over here. And that is our Batcave desktop sculpture. The Batmobile is included. But as you can see, it's just stunning. It's a perfect representation of the Batcave from the 1960 show or TV series. And yeah, there you go. In the little computers there, they strobe and they light up, and they're a lot of fun. And it's just captured in great detail, and it's made out of resin. It's available to pre-order on our website. And again, if you pre-order the or if you order the Gotham metal sign, you'll get a $100 discount off of the Batcave sculpture. And here is the Gotham sign there.
Hey Tom, I think we're having some trouble seeing. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, sorry about that. Here.
Yeah, it's a little patchy, I think.
Yeah.
There it goes. I mean, we're seeing bits
sorry.
of it now.
Okay. We'll also have photos available after we're done talking. So if any can't see what's going on, I'll send photos down too and to you guys, and maybe post them, and everybody can get some more information about it.
But what I can see, it looks really cool. That Batcave really does look cool with all the lights and everything.
Awesome. No. Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
At least I can see. I don't know if everyone else can.
And we did actually post some photos of this on our blog a couple weeks ago, and it really does look amazing.
Well, thanks very much. But and so we'll send some more around. And then so let's see over here. Can you guys see the prints? Okay.
Nope. I'm getting it
No,
really
it's
slow. It's
lagging.
still on Batcave. Yeah.
There we go.
It's lagging.
Now it's on the print.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. But anyways, we'll have more photos. So it's an 18 by 24 print. This is what we were talking about earlier. And the artwork was done by, you can't hear me? Or?
We can't see you.
Okay. Well, I'll have photos of all this stuff around later, but let's try. Can I try one more thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So this is something that we were talking about that's been getting some attention. If you see it, let me know if you can. It's the Jurassic Park gates.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll be posting some video of this as well, so everybody can see it. But anyway, it's the Jurassic Park gates. It's really fun. It illuminates, and yeah, a lot of great stuff. I'll be doing like a little video thing of this later, so everybody can see it. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody.
No, it's fine. Please.
All right.
It's not our podcast if there's not some kind of technical difficulty, Tom.
Right.
No, it's probably my Wi-Fi.
It's fine. It's fine. But really, all of that really does look amazing.
No, cool.
And
So that's what's that?
I was just gonna ask. So, what, like, not necessarily to buy, but what will you guys have on display at your booth this year?
So some of the items that I just showed you a second ago, they will all be on display. And I'll do another video that I'll link to you guys and to whoever else wants to see it. And we're also going to have the Bat Cave. We're going to have the Jurassic Park gates there. We're going to just have a ton of stuff. I mean, a great deal of items. I mean, you know, Groot's going to be there. Pennywise, as scary as he is, he's going to be there. And yeah, we're also
no Pennywise, Tom.
No. I'll put like a curtain over him.
He's like that big.
He's fine.
That big. Not big at all. No problem.
Nice. But other than that, I mean, you know, we have so much, so many new items that we're going to be showing, and we just can't wait to show them to the public and for everybody to see them in person and let us know how they feel about them and what they think about them. We also have some in-booth appearances. The co-creator from Deadpool, Fabian's going to be there, and he's going to be doing a signing, as well as his brother Mariano, and Stan Lee for the Godwoke graphic novel that they're doing. The cool thing about the graphic novel is if you purchase the Godwoke graphic novel, you also get to do a meet and greet with Stan, Fabian, and Mariano. And Stan will be handing you the book, and it's all signed by them.
Which is amazing. I mean,
yeah, we're so thrilled that they'll all be there, and we're obviously very, very, very grateful that Stan's going to show up. So he'll be there on Friday from 12 to 12:30. It was going to be 12 to 1, but now it's 12 to 12:30. So
understandable.
It's going to be busy. So if you pick up the book and you want to make sure that you're there, that you get to meet him, we highly suggest showing up at around 11:45 to line up. Because as those things go, they're typically a bit mad.
Yeah. So
well,
we did
ahead.
have one question that we wanted to ask from Night Bodega is, will there be mystery boxes for non-pre-orders?
For non-pre-orders, well, we've limited the edition size, and while the edition size hasn't officially sold out yet because we reserved some for people who would like to purchase them at the booth, if there are any left over, that might be something we can do. All I would say is just stay tuned on our website. If you sign up for our newsletter, we'll release information if any extras become available.
So there will be some at the booth.
Yes. Yeah, so you can definitely purchase it at the booth, but supplies are limited, so you could probably show up, you know, as soon as you can before they sell out, because our pre-order allocation is already sold out.
Okay.
Well, before you show us some other cool stuff, I want to change gears here for 1 second. Beyond like everything that you've got going on, like what are you excited about from like the rest of the convention this year?
Oh, there's just way too much. I mean, Conan, obviously, if I was lucky enough to get in, but we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I mean, every year, mostly for me, it's just, you know, these type of events, we see a lot of friends within the industry that we get to hang out with and have a good time and just catch up. That is the thing that I look forward to every year. In terms of things that are unique to the show, just seeing all the great exclusives that everybody else have available too. I mean,
like name some. What are you like super excited about?
Well, what NECA's done with their Turtles line just looks absolutely stunning. It looks amazing. I love what Mezco is doing with what they have going on. It's as always, Mezco just puts out some amazing stuff. So Funko, who isn't crazy about Funko at the moment? It seems like everybody is. But yeah, I'm going to be trying as hard as I can to get to their booths and get the stuff that I like. Entertainment Earth always comes out with amazing stuff. Absolutely love what they have. In fact, one of my favorite exclusives of all time was the Tina Fey and Amy Poehler Saturday Night Live Weekend Update desk that they had with the characters in there. And I had that. I also have the Ambiguously Gay Duo action figures and car that they have there too. I gave that to Gary though because he couldn't stop laughing at it.
That's cool.
Yeah, how about
All
you
right.
guys? What exclusives are you guys excited to see beyond these?
Oh, I mean, there's unfortunately a couple of Funkos that I want, but as I tell everyone, don't buy them at the show. Go online Thursday morning while you're sitting in a line to get to the exhibit floor and just buy them then.
Right.
Way less stress.
Oh yeah, totally.
Way less stress. What am I excited about?
Really?
There's like so much. Oh my god, dude! Like,
it's too much. It's just
too much. This is like not an easy thing to answer. Weirdly,
and it's so difficult too because I feel for all the attendees. You know, as an exhibitor and as a huge fan myself, I'm locked to my booth. I literally cannot leave. I have to be there the entire time. Otherwise, my coworkers and the owner of the company will probably kill me. But other than that, I mean, I look at all the offsite stuff that's happening too, and it's true.
Oh my god, the offsites this year are phenomenal.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
And I want to go to a Mr. Robot offsite. I think because that's one of my favorite shows. No, not gonna happen. But I still have a lot of fun. You know, I don't regret not going. One day.
That's good.
One day you can get 10 minutes to go more than 5 feet away from the booth.
I would love to.
That's funny. All right. Well, I think you had some other things to show us, Tom.
Yeah, is the camera good now? Is it still a little wacky or?
It's decent, so it's
okay.
going, and there's movement, so we're seeing stuff.
Okay, I'll show you guys 2 more things. So hopefully it'll stay a little bit more stable this time. But I also have our Flash ID badge set. That is from Star Laboratory, so you get each one of the Star Laboratory badges from some of the more prominent characters from the lab, and it has a retractable holder on the front. And this one's actually been fairly popular. Funnily enough, people love to point out, oh, anybody can get into Star Labs. Well, you got to have a badge too, you know, just to show it around. It's not about getting in, just ID.
You got to stay in.
But that one, yeah, you got to stay in. So that one's a lot of fun. And then something else that I was teasing online was our latest prop replica that we're developing. And, okay, so this is Godkiller from Wonder Woman. And it is, like our other prop replicas that we produce, just absolutely incredible. It's heavy and very, very highly detailed on the hilt and on the blade. You can see some of the script on the blade. They're probably not in the reflection, but it's there. And it's a 1-to-1 scale representation or replica of Godkiller from the Wonder Woman movie. And we're just so thrilled to be offering this to online, and we'll have pre-order dates available and pricing soon as well. But that's our sort of second reveal that we're doing today, and we're going to have this available at the show. And by the way, this is not an exclusive to the show; it's just something we're going to have on display for the very first time, as well as the part gates. So those are 2 items that we're revealing at the show. We're showing it off. We're getting feedback, and we'll be putting it up for pre-order very soon.
That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. And first, you showed them here.
That's right. The very first place. And let me see if I can get Groot close up, if you guys don't mind.
Okay.
Then,
no, go for it.
Yeah, because he's really cute. So here he is, as you can see. And we've changed the face a little bit, so he looks a little bit more, true to the character. And yeah, he's available to pre-order now. And I love this guy so much. I can't even. Yeah, he's awesome.
That's amazing.
Really cool.
It is really cool.
So I think
we're really.
we have a question. Sir Lister's Meg, is that sword plastic or metal, or resin?
Metal.
It's metal.
The blade is a high carbon steel, and the hilt is an alloy, but it is completely metal. It's heavy, and it is meant for display only.
And the Groot, what is the Groot made out of? Is it a resin statue or?
The Groot's made out of resin, although his tape is actually a real tape. That is a real blank tape. Wow. I mean, you could record on it if you dismantled the statue, but who wants to do that, you know? So yeah, it's all out of resin except for the tape.
Do you happen to know the weight of Groot? Somebody asked that in our chat.
Yeah, he's about 4 or 5 pounds, I think.
Okay then. Also, not a playable toy, right?
No, absolutely not. It's meant just to enjoy looking at, and I mean, you could play with them, but I wouldn't suggest it.
That's funny. All right. Well, is there anything else we need to talk about? Anything else you want to?
Just if you guys the website, again about the exclusives, I would highly suggest placing an order as soon as possible to get it, because you know the one thing that I don't like carrying, as I'm sure anybody does, is I didn't get it in time. It's that disappointment. I feel that disappointment. I've been there, and I don't want anybody to be disappointed. Right now, we're at a place, with the exception of the mystery boxes, where if you go online and you pre-order, you can pretty much get it. But you know there are going to be some sellouts probably as soon as Friday or Saturday. As much as we try to allocate daily, you know, it's a hard juggle.
Right.
And why don't you tell us where people can find you and Factory Entertainment online?
Yeah, so you can find us at Factory Ent. That's Factory, and then E is in Edward, N is in Nancy, T is in Tom, so short for entertainment. Anywhere on Twitter, on Facebook, any social area, and then factoryent.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Tom. And real quick, what's your booth number at Comic-Con? So
2647. Yeah, it's 2647. We will be there during regular show hours, even before and a little after. So, but none of you should be, just us. That's
right.
Do that. I've seen it. It's not pretty.
All right.
What day and time was the Stanley signing again?
It's going to be Friday from 12 to 12:30.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you again so much, Tom. And you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in 1 week.
Yay. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
All right.
Yes, looking forward to seeing you.
All right. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye. All right. So, real quick, before we move on to the rest of this, just to wrap up Conan, which we were talking about when Tom jumped on Thursday, TBA guest. What do you think? I know
Fox.
what I think.
Fox.
Kingsman.
Yes.
Done. All right.
Because one, Fox is still TBA.
Yes.
Conan is TBA. They match.
Exactly. If it was going to be like, God, I don't even know, like Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Justice League, like anything at all like that, like there's no reason for it to be TBA.
Right.
Like they know what it is. The reason they're not announcing has to be because it's Fox. And I mean, I've seen a lot of people today being like, maybe it's Deadpool 2. And maybe it is. But everything that we have heard is that Fox is pushing Kingsman really hard this year. And if you're pushing that really hard, why would you possibly want to overshadow that by putting like Deadpool 2 guests on late night TV?
And this is going to be which Thursday show? Do we even know that yet? Which one they're picking?
Yeah, it'll be show A, which is the 2 o'clock, 2:30, whatever one it is.
Right. Okay.
And then again, if you look closely, you can figure out what show B is. Hint, the cast was already announced on the coded schedule. So there's only 4 shows. So
process of elimination.
Yes. So I cannot spell it out, but you can figure it out. All right. Moving right along.
News.
And oh my God, there's a lot of it.
First up, we're gonna hit these highlights. We're not gonna go into a lot of depth, but we're just gonna hit the highlights. Hall H wristbands are back. There are no changes, correct?
No changes. I mean, literally, like, the only thing that's changing is, like, the times for when wristband distribution happens, and that's only because, like, panel times change. That's it.
Right. And that schedule is on the site. Each night it's anywhere from like 7:30 to 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that for starting times of handing out. So remember that there's the next day line. That's where they get started handing out. And then you move to the tents. They don't let you move to the tents until they've started handing out wristbands. They don't start handing out wristbands until the tents are clear from that day's panels.
And
so
I think
that's why they do it that way.
I think we should clarify too, because I've seen a lot of people say that like the line doesn't start until that time it lists for wristband distribution starts. That's not true. The next day line starts much, much earlier, right?
It starts whenever they allow it to start. And in past years, they have allowed it to start once the next day line for that day moves to the tents. So like if you want to get in line for Friday, technically when they move Thursdays into the tents on Wednesday night, you can get in line Wednesday night if they allow it. They may not allow it this year. We don't know. But it's whenever they start allowing the line, and that can be as early as 2 days before.
Yes, but especially for Saturday, like you should not necessarily assume that you can show up at like whatever time it lists, like 8:30 on Friday night, and you'll be like among the first people there. Don't assume that. Keep an eye on social media. You can also always like walk through that general area and ask the most asked question at Comic-Con, what is this line for? So.
Yep. And so that's that. For the next one, we have the TV guide covers, and we had 4 of them, right?
Yep, we had 4. Those got announced today. One is the cast of Riverdale. One has all the DC TV people, so like Grant Gustin, Stephen Amell, all those people. One had Supergirl, Melissa Benoist, and oh my god, who was the other one? Oh, Supernatural. The other one was Supernatural. So those all got announced today. You can pick them up at regular retail locations, or you can pick them up for free at the WB booth. We also had a Marvel and Humans poster announced, and that will be given out at the signing. And traditionally, the Marvel posters are also given out for free at the Marvel booth throughout the week. That got a lot of views, so I think that'll be really popular. Those are always kind of hard to get anyway, but they're really cool. So it's worth swinging by the booth to see if you can. And we have so many signings. So many. Oh my god. So many. Oh my god. Too many to even name. Like IDW. I literally can't even name them all. FX. WB. We've got some of them. Like almost all of the comics people, I feel like at this point have announced all the big ones. But yeah, like so many. And we're still adding constantly. So we'll continue to do that. And again, we've had a lot of questions about this, so let me explain real quick. The autographs that Comic-Con International announced, like there is no such thing as a complete and total guide to every signing at San Diego Comic-Con. All that Comic-Con releases is the ones that have something to do with the sales pavilion. So if they're signing in Comic-Con's autograph area, those are the ones that CCI releases. Everything else, like if it's on the show floor, Comic-Con does not announce anything for it. That's why we compile that list. And some of those, like WB and Fox, have ticket draws upstairs in the sales pavilion. A lot of them have ticket draws down at the booth. No booth does it the same. It's your responsibility to talk to the booth and figure out what they do. We announce as much as we know. If we don't have something listed, odds are we don't know. So that's my spiel. That's my spiel on autographs.
So on those listings we have that Lisa has put together tirelessly, basically, there are guides to what each booth has, like Carrie mentioned, that when we know the information. But we've also have a separate post that's kind of just a gathering of the most common rules for the biggest booths and what their signing rules are, so that you can kind of get it all in one place. But yeah, it's basically that signing list will be updated until just before the con. And then from that point on, that list and going to the booths are your only resource for finding out what's going on.
Yes, yes. And again, like even if we post something, it is always, or even if Comic-Con posts something, it is always a good idea to go and double check with the booth or with Comic-Con. Like there's a couple of signings that Comic-Con International has announced, like DuckTales and Shadowhunters and all that don't say they're ticketed. And I'm not entirely certain I buy that. So if I were you, if that was like high on my priority list, I would be heading up to Sales Pavilion that morning and being like, how's this going to work? And asking like 10 people.
Right.
Moving on to offsites. In addition to the Conan stuff, we also, Sci-Fi Live tickets finally got released today for the 3 shows, which is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We don't know guests yet, but the tickets sold out pretty fast. As with all Comic-Con sales, there were a couple of technical issues with the sites.
As with all Comic-Con sales.
As with all Comic-Con sales. Oh my gosh. And for the record, if you have a Comic-Con event that's free, we can sell it out. We can totally sell it out in like 5 minutes or less. That is our superpower. 2 things got announced today that I am stupid excited about. Fox they did this at Upfronts, but basically it's a mutant testing center for the gifted. And you go up and you like put your finger on a scan and they do a cheek swab and they'll tell you either, hey, you got tested great, or they might tell you you're a mutant. Which, who in their right, like who wants to be a normal person? Everyone wants to be a mutant. Come on.
Right?
Right.
I mean, is everybody going to be a mutant just so that everybody happy?
I don't think so. I feel like, and I might totally be making this up on the fly, but I swear I heard like 10% of people are mutants or something. Again, I might totally be making that up, but I'm like, if I have to go through that thing like 10 times to be told I'm a mutant, I just might. Just keep testing me, people.
Now, is that one just going to be a first come first serve, or is there signups for that?
As far as I'm aware, it's first come first serve. I've been told that we're going to hear more about Fox's offsites, and there are more coming, either Friday or early next week. So we will find out. There will, however, be signups for FX's offsites, which we'll be talking about here in a minute. The other thing I'm super excited about is the T-Rex parade is back. The inflatable T-Rexes will be bringing Flexure Rex back, and this year they are bringing along some inflatable Pikachus. So they haven't posted exactly where in the gas lamp it will be yet, but you can go and watch a parade of a whole bunch of inflatable dinosaurs and inflatable Pikachus, and why on earth would you not want to do that? Do you want to talk about some of this other stuff?
Sure, if I can remember half of it, but that's going to be testing my limits here. Impractical Jokers is back at Petco with basically a full day of events. Just a bunch of stuff. Impractical Jokers at
Party's
Petco.
back. Block Party's back.
So we also have this one is fun. I just wanted to mention this one just because of what it is. Zenescope, the comic company, is doing a gelato eating contest. I mean, how random is that?
I think it's amazing. And look, like, not only that, but you get to, 1, you have the potential to win a 2018 badge, and 2, you get to eat a whole lot of gelato. Like, there is no downside.
Right? There is no downside. All right, so then there's also a Mr. Robot offsite again this year. It's not a Ferris wheel.
No, but it sounds really cool. It sounds really cool. So basically there's going to be like a bank of E, and you can go and get a little card, and the card will grant you free stuff at different retailers in the gas lamp. They haven't announced that list of who all they'll be doing it with, but what they have announced is that next door to that, they will have a setup for basically the Red Wheelbarrow, which is the barbecue show, or the barbecue thing from the show that a lot of people know, that was on that takeout menu. And if you take your card over there, you'll get a free barbecue meal. So you get free food, and it's also just an awesome thing for the show.
Sweet. So we also have the Tin Fish is converting once again, and it's converting to an NBC show once again. And this year it's Midnight Texas, and it's converting the restaurant itself, plus there's going to be some kind of off-site thing next to it that you can do that I remember reading something about, but I don't recall it all right now. So, you know, midnight, Texas.
Yes, midnight, Texas.
Adult Swim is back with Adult Swim on the Green. Were they taking signups, full of signups?
Yes. Well, I don't know if they're still taking signups. They were. I haven't checked to see if it's full. But they're doing all the wonderful stuff that they do every year. I mean, Comic-Con is not Comic-Con if Meatwad Dome is not there, and it's back. They're also doing a screening for Rick and Morty over in Petco one night, and that'll also have Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland. And that'll be a lot of fun. I think they did that last year. And then the IMDb yacht will be there this year, and you actually have a chance to get on it. And the way that you do that is you can go find our post on our site, and there's a certain hashtag that you have to hashtag, and you basically have to post a photo like from in front of their boat. They have like some check-in station thing there, and if you do that, a certain amount of people will actually make it onto the boat from, I believe, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day. So they are letting people onto the yacht, so that's really cool. And then you can talk about the next one, and I'll talk about the one after.
Okay, so next up we have the Leica exhibit is coming to the gas lamp. And I think they're also, not in addition to having actual pieces of the movies, the figures for the stop motion animation, they're going to have pieces of those there, but they're also going to be giving away some Nike shoes themed to their characters and movies. So they're giving away one from, are they giving away all of these? Oh, they're giving away a daily drawing for a pair of Paranorman slippers.
Yes.
So there's going to be a Coraline Nike Dunk, a Nike Air Foamposite, one Paranorman shoe. There's a Nike Roshi Run Troll Strikes. I mean, there's all these different things. And in addition to that, you get to see all of the actual pieces of the movie making figures and sets that they used. And this will be at, I'm looking for it now. Where is it at? It's in the glass lamp.
It's in the gas lamp. And what I do remember, though, and I was actually really excited about this because it means I have a vague possibility of going, is it's open like really late. It's open until like 10 or 11 at night, which for people who have a lot going on in the day, like that's an awesome way to be like, hey, I've got nothing to do now that it's 9 o'clock and no other offsite is open.
It's at 520 Fifth Avenue.
There you go. There you go. FX Ambition is back this year, and they are doing a really cool Legion offsite that will have a HoloLens. I have no idea what that means, but people seemed really excited about it. But it'll be like a 10-minute interactive thing. They'll have actors in there, and then whatever the VR technology is. And then they'll have some other stuff over there, including a American Horror Story Zoetrope, I don't know how we say that, and an Archer wet bar, which I assume is where you'll be able to go like get drink refills, and they'll have the Strain screening and shade protection thing. And that will be over on the Hilton Bayfront lawn, and so will the Fox Mutant Testing Center. Rob Liefeld is bringing his sketch hunt back again this year as well. You can follow him on Twitter for more information about that. We have a ton of contests to win badges both to 2017 and 2018, all on our site. You can find all of that in our contest hub. Your turn.
Comixology is bringing back, I think for their 3rd year, the creator cards, which is a bunch of comic creators on trading cards. And this year they're adding the Kevin Smith Heavy Hitters, which is, I think, features a few possibly actors and such as well. It's like a mini subset of the full set. There's a Russian film getting a premiere at the convention. It's called Major Grom. Their film premiere will be during the convention in one of the panel rooms.
And everyone who goes also gets a free art book, which is really cool. Professional applications right now are actually open for 2018, which is
that's
cool
crazy
and strange. Like Comic-Con never does things this early. What? The good news is it doesn't close until August, so you don't have to do it right now on top of everything else you're doing to plan for this. But yeah, go if you're a pro who either needs to re-verify or who wants to apply for the first time, make sure you do that by whatever the August date is. And finally, James, you want to talk about this?
DC Comics is going to be, for the first time, broadcasting from their booth. They do a ton of events all weekend long there, and they're adding their DC All Access show is now going to be broadcasting. I think it's once an hour on Thursday and Friday during the show. And they're going to be just basically getting interviews and showing stuff from the show floor that they've maybe recorded throughout the day. So look for that. And they're going to do the usual where they have props and costumes from Justice League and such on display. They're going to have artists doing signings and you know, drawing on the stage. So I think they're doing like costume contests. I mean, basically just a whole bunch of stuff. You can check out the site. It's just a long list of things that DC is doing this year. Their booth is always massive and busy, just like Marvel's is. Basically, they just take over that whole area for a while and run their own little mini convention inside the convention center.
This is Speed Podcast. So even though we kind of threw on some non-offsite stuff onto the end there, real quick, I wanted to answer some questions from Twitter. Christopher Milano asked, is Too Blog Too Furious going to be live streamed on YouTube as well? No, it will not. Is the answer. Because we don't need to live stream it, because you can come hang out in person, like actual human being person. And I'll do this now. Our meetup is Wednesday night from 7 to 11 p.m. at McFadden's. It's called Too Blog Too Furious. It's free. You don't need a badge. It's going to be really informal. Just come, hang out, talk to us. We don't bite. Somebody else asked a question, where do I find the IMDb people? And the answer is on the water. They will be in the marina, which is not shocking.
Behind the convention center.
Behind the convention center in the marina. Basically just head over there. There's like a giant sign on the boat that says IMDb. Like you can't miss it. Moving on to exclusives.
All right.
Toddland announced some of their exclusives this week, which look amazing, especially if you are a Bob's Burger or Family Guy fan. They'll have a whole bunch of shirts. They'll have, which we're showing you right now if you're watching this on video. And the thing that I really love about Toddland stuff is that they're really like trying to make it, again, San Diego Comic-Con specific, which is the stuff that I love. Like, if you're going to do it, this is the way to do it. But they've got some really cool stuff. They did pre-orders. I believe the pre-orders are all closed now. But, yeah, or at least they are for the shirts. They may not be for the rest. Go check out their site, or you can find them at Comic-Con at booth number 4429. Moving right along, Fox Home Entertainment is going to have some amazing vinyls that got announced today, and we're showing you those right now. And they're for all their different pop culture movies here of the last few years, so like Deadpool, Kingsman, Logan, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and they just look amazing. Like, I actually think these are really cool. And for everyone asking, I did actually reach out to Fox Home Entertainment today to ask them if they plan on actually doing a limit per person, but not shockingly, they have not gotten back to me. So if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
And Mondo also has some exclusives they've been announcing, and that includes the Contra and Castlevania posters. They also have, along with Contra, they have an album LP set, and they are also doing a Jaws poster, which we may have talked about before, but that one looks really cool as well. But all of this stuff will be available at Mondo and the usual process with them, booth 835 on the floor.
Yes, indeed. And then Super 7 is bringing their Skeletor's Lair back this year, and they have a whole number of really cool exclusives. If you notice in the photo that we're showing right now, if you're watching this live, some of them actually have the little photo that says Comic-Con. Some of them have a little Skeletor's Lair logo. That will tell you where to pick up the items. So they'll have stuff in both places. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Hasbro announced some things this week as well. And James, you're probably better suited to talk about this than me.
I am. Okay, so Hasbro has two really cool things that they added for their exclusives. And we're pretty sure that they're not done yet, but we'll see. It's taking a while to load. But the first one is the Revolution set, which is based on the comic book, and it's a gathering of all of Hasbro's properties that they had throughout the 80s, you know, like Mask and Visionaries and Transformers and Micronauts, even going back to the 70s with those. And ROM. In fact, I noticed that it's the very first ROM action figure to be produced since the original ROM action figure back in, I think it was either the late 70s or early 80s. So it's been a long time since ROM has been around, which is really cool. So this pack is going to be coming out at $99.99, available at Comic-Con, and it will be also available. It's a shared exclusive with Fan Expo Canada. And then coming up next, we have the Magic the Gathering Planeswalker pack. They basically do this kind of a thing every year. And this set will retail for $180. It's 6 cards, and it comes in a really cool little box and display case. And it looks like it also has a screen print illustration by Brandon Holt that is included, a 24x36 screen print.
And I'm pretty sure the print is actually Mondo, because they said yeah, it is. It's in collaboration with Mondo. So 180 might seem a little bit high, but when you factor in that Mondo, it's really not that bad.
No.
Funko announced their booth procedures, which are pretty much going to be the same as last year. It's basically you line up in sales Thursday through Sunday. Again, you can't get to their booth on Wednesday unless you were one of the Funko fanatics who was able to sign up on their board many weeks ago. But they'll have all kinds of stuff at both their pop-up and at the booth. They won't be interchangeable, so the stuff that's at the pop-up shop won't be at the booth and vice versa. The pop-up shop is over across the street from the Manchester Grand Hyatt. The line for that can get pretty long pretty early, but you don't need a badge for that one, so that's kind of cool. And you can go find all of the rules about how to purchase their exclusives on our site or their site. And again, if you want their stuff, please, for the love of God, go online. Like, don't spend 13 hours of your life for a sticker. I beg of you.
I gotta get the sticker, man.
Make better choices.
Come on, some of us will be waiting in line over a day for something to go into a room and watch stuff on a TV, giant TV. So I think bad decisions are kind of the mindset of people at Comic-Con.
Well, that's also true, but it's a sticker, man. It's a sticker. All right.
So Bait also revealed their exclusives, and they have a variety of stuff. They have a Stephen Curry Mini-Mates. They have a Magic Johnson. Let me see what else they have here. They have a Serial Killer Minis Frankenfat, SFBI Originals Rencon, Pac-Man Hello Kitty Bait figure, which I think is on the.
And I think that one looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really cool. They have a little Transformers set, a Switch Transformer set. Those things are pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm. And then they have 4.5 inches and 6 inches for that.
What? Fig Pin and Bait Goku Pin, Switch Monopoly Bait Pewter Penny Bags, and it looks like let's see, a Metacom Bait Megatron Bear Brick, and that's it. So all that stuff will be available at Bait, and that is $532. Yeah, there it is, $532. Look at that.
I got you. Right. This is Speed Podcast. All right, over at Gentle Giant, we had a couple of things announced. And again, you can find all of this on our site, but they are doing a Princess Leia hologram statue, which will retail for $140. It's 12 inches, and it actually features a light-up function for the full holographic effect, and that's really cool. They also will be doing a Ralph McQuarrie Han Solo concept mini bust based on Ralph McQuarrie's original concept artwork. No price on this one, but it's pretty cool, and you can go grab these over at Gentle Giant's booth, which I don't have because I fail.
It's a big one with all the cool statues.
Yeah. Yeah, look for the big sign that says Gentle Giant. You'll be fine. There's a ton of other exclusives that we're not going to talk about because we've already been going for over 90 minutes. But we have all kinds of exclusives on our site for Symbiote, Patrick Ballesteros, Icon Heroes, NinjaBot, UCC Distributing, Monogram International, BBC Shop, and so much more. And again, you can find all of that on our site. So do we have any more questions?
I am checking. A lot of people just basically talking about Conan and stuff like that. But
yes. So
I'm not seeing any other questions.
All right. Moving right along. Let's wrap this up. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't already know, this was our last podcast before the convention. So I hope you enjoyed this supersized version, and that's because next Wednesday we will actually be at Comic-Con. Oh, and somebody just asked about WB bags. Guys, it's a week away, but we have an insane amount of stuff still to be announced. WB bags, WB autos, Fox autos, the rest of those Fox off sites, sci-fi guests. Like the list goes on and on and on, and it never ends, and it makes me want to cry. Okay. Let's finish this.
All right. We are partnering with Uber and Uber Eats again this year to bring you discounts around the convention center. Use code SDCCUblog on Uber for up to $20 off your first ride, or Eats Ublog 17 for $10 off your first order on Uber Eats.
You can be our attendee of the week. We will be doing one last one this Friday, and then we'll obviously be taking a week off next week and maybe the week after. But after that, this is probably something that we'll keep doing every week if you guys like it. So if you want to be featured on our site, the link, it will be up in our show notes. We already talked about Too Blog, Too Furious, but what we didn't talk about was Prize Mule. So although we will not have prizes at Too Blog, Too Furious this year, because again, it's just going to be a really informal meetup. Like, we actually want to talk to you guys. Crazy, I know. We are pushing all of our exclusives off to Prize Mule, which are those stuffed unicorn mule thingy majigs that we keep showing photos of on our Twitter. And anytime that we post a photo of them and say, like, hey, this Prize Mule is over in Sci-Fi Cafe doesn't exist anymore, so the Hard Rock Hotel, come find it. You can win a prize from some amazing companies. Like Hasbro has given us a fast pass. We've got stuff from Toddland, Factory Entertainment, NinjaBot, Viz Media, UCC Distributing, BBC America, Diamonds Like Toys, Cryptozoic, Skybound, Kid Robot, Symbiote Studios, Jada Toys, Bait, Mondo. I'm sure I'm missing things. And yeah, Skybound.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a ton of stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys like don't even know. Entertainment Earth. I don't think I said that one. It's gonna be a lot.
And with all the prize mules running all around the convention center and offsites, basically you can be rest assured that there will be a variety of places that they will show up. So don't worry that if you're not like over near Hall A every day, someone's going to show up near Hall A at least once during the weekend. So we're going to basically show up somewhere nearby.
And we'll also have loser prizes, guys. So yes, if you're like the second or third person to find us, odds are you will still walk away with something.
There's a question, does Gary have a Twitter?
Gary does have a Twitter. It is
Con Overlord Gary, right?
I think so. Now I have to look this up now. Con Overlord.
Not that we're going to try and promote Gary or anything.
It is Con Overlord Gary, and let me just tell you guys that Gary has the best prizes of everyone. Obviously. And I'm actually not being sarcastic.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. Okay, right. So that's been the Monster final podcast for this season, except for our wrap-up show, which will be, I don't know if we've really discussed it yet, but it's basically going to be the Wednesday after the con, right?
Probably. I get home Tuesday, so sure. Why not?
All right. Before we all completely collapse, we're going to go over everything that happened at Comic-Con this year. So thank you all for joining us this year. We hope you've enjoyed the season. We will have our wrap-up on Wednesday the 26th. And I think that's it. That is it. You can sign up for a newsletter. We will be sending out one final one for the season on Monday.
you can go sign up on our site. As always, our under the tents column is daily or double daily. And I think that's it.
All right. Let's put this to bed in the can.
Yes.
Flush
let's
it?
do it. Let's
Something.
do it.
All right.
Over 90
Carrie,
minutes.
where can we find more of your work on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Carrie Dixon, or you can find me on the blog Twitter. James, where can we find more of your work on the internet?
I am at Dan Riegel everywhere on the internet, or you can check out geekshotphoto.com for photography links for my wife and I.
We are on iTunes. If you'd like to subscribe, the links are up on the blog, or you can search for SDConCast. If you like what you've heard so far, please review us. We are also on Stitcher Radio. The link is in the show notes.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at sdcomiccon.blog@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/sdconblog, or tweet us at sd_comic_con. And before we end this season, I would also like to thank my wife, Beth, for producing the podcast all year long, doing the exclusives, slides, and basically making sure that all I had to do was sit here and talk while she handled everything else. So thank you, Beth.
And where can people find Beth online?
They can find Beth online everywhere at TrekkieBeth.
And they should, because
All right.
Beth's awesome. Okay.
Yes, it is awesome.
So,
okay. Thank you all for listening. Everybody, go.
Go.
Norma.